YouTube, what's up, baby? Back in this thing again for another review. This is Q's Insight. I am Callie, and today we can be talking about that Cowboy Bebop, baby. I'm gonna review the whole series, and we starting off with episode 1, of course, right? So episode 1, entitled Cowboy Gospel. Yo, let me start off by saying, um, I used to watch a little bit of the Cowboy Bebop when it came on, like, you know what I'm saying, Toonami, stuff like that, bro. And I've always liked it. I've always liked it. It wasn't my favorite show, but I've always liked it. I've always been a fan of it. And to see them bring this to live action, like I said on my review for the trailer of this show before it came out, like, I thought it was gonna be a cool thing. And I still feel that way, you know what I'm saying? So it's been great to watch it, right? Um, you know, but yeah, I like the cartoon, and so far I've liked this show. But anyways, you already know how this goes. Give you the premise of the episode, give you my 3 favorite scenes, and give you the grade, right? Then we're on to the next one. So again, episode 1 of Cowboy Bebop. This episode was called Cowboy's Gospel. So in this one, you got the opening scene in the casino, and you know there's a robbery being taking place at the time, and Spike ends up fighting against them as well as Jet, and they're fighting against Tanaka's henchmen. So you know, what ends up happening is towards the end of that fight, one of the henchmen uses this like disintegrator type gun or something like that. I forgot what it was called. And it basically they're in a ship in space, you know what I'm saying? So it uses that, it shoots through the walls of the ship, and then all of a sudden you got a hole, you know what I'm saying? So in space, so everything's gonna be sucked out. So right as everything is being sucked out, all that stuff like that, they end up being able to close the door, and then you know what I'm saying, then they you know they're taking Tanaka in. So that was how it opened up. And then the next thing we saw was Asimov and his girlfriend Katerina, and they go to a bar, and they're trying to sell this substance called red eye, and it's basically a drug, you know what I'm saying? So Asimov is basically trying to sell it to, you know, the owner of the club, and the owner of the club is like, you know, look, like, you know, I'll buy from you if it's the real thing, but how do I know it's the real thing? Like, you know what I'm saying? So Asimov ends up using it, and you see why it's called red eye. Like the eyes turn completely red, pretty much, and then it's just a rage. It's a rage after that, man. It's a crazy type of drug to see somebody on, bro. Like it's 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 crazy, man. So um anyways, you have a situation where um I think it's the syndicate basically comes in and it's trying to, you know, you know kill Asimov, or basically make him come back, you know, to Vicious, because you know he's doing business behind their back, and he doesn't the syndicate doesn't appreciate that. So you got after that, you got Jet and Spike take Tanaka in, um and they don't get any money the way that they thought they would, because of all the damage done to the casino and just, you know, whatever else. And it always happens like that, bro. It's crazy. Like they do these crazy missions and they just never get the money they're supposed to get, because of all the damage, or they kill the people, without, because they're supposed to bring them back alive. So they may kill the people, or it's just so much damage going on that they just end up losing a big portion of the bounty and just have like nothing. It always happens like that, bro. It's it's funny. But so basically they end up finding out that there's a bounty on Asimov. So they go ahead and make their way to that. And so what happens is they find out that Asimov and Katerina are on TJ. So they go to TJ and to look for them. And so Spike ends up finding Katerina and does some small talk with her, and he's like he's kind of like reminded of his old girlfriend Julia, you know what I'm saying? So he's really caring for her. He really wants her to get out of the situation she's in, because she's in danger. She and Katerina and Asimov stealing those drugs and trying to sell it and stuff like that on their own. And at the time, she's pregnant. She looks pregnant. So she's in real danger, running for her life, being pregnant, you know what I'm saying, and running around with these drugs and having a syndicate after them. He feels for her and he wants her to get out of that situation. So he warns her, you know what I'm saying, trying to help her and everything like that. And while they're in the midst of talking and stuff, it ends up being that Faye comes in, and she's like, she wants the bounty too. And Spike and Jet were after Asimov, but Katerina was like, I'm not even after him. Like I'm sorry, Faye was like, I'm not even after Asimov. I'm after Katerina. Like that's da 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 da, because they didn't know her name at first. And they were like, oh, bro, like this, what I'm saying? She's way more important than Asimov. They would get way more money bringing Asimov in rather than, I'm sorry, she's way more important than Asimov. They would get way more money bringing in Katerina instead of Asimov. So anyways, during the situation of them talking and everything like that, a scuffle happens and Katerina and Asimov are able to escape. So Jet, Spike, and Faye, they're looking for Katerina Asimov, and they find them, at a ship right before it's about to take off. So Jet, Spike, and Asimov fight for a little while. Then the syndicate comes in and they interrupt the fighting. Katerina gets shot in her stomach, and you're like, oh my god, bro, like the baby, her stomach is full of red eye vials. So that's where they've been hiding the drugs, like in her stomach, bro. I was like, yo, y'all stupid for that. So anyways, you still have Jet and Spike fighting Asimov, and then after a while, Katerina Asimov escape, but because they get into the ship. But what ends up happening is, like, before they left, Asimov got shot, but you don't know how like sincere the damage was to him from the shot that he received. He got shot, like, I think, like, one time. And so you're thinking, like, that because they're taking off in the ship, you're thinking everything's going to be cool and everything like that. And Katerina turns to him and is like, yo, we're going to be good. Katerina turns to Asimov like, yo, we're going to be good. We're going to make it out of here. I love you, all that stuff like that. And he's not answering back. And she, like, she looks at his face and he's not breathing anymore. He's dead. So she ends up getting to, like, this little checkpoint, and there's a police there, and they're like, yo, like, turn around. You guys are not allowed to come in here, da 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 da. And at that point, you had Spike in a ship flying, trying to catch up to her and trying to let her know, like, hey, just turn around, like, we can help you out and stuff like that. You don't have to, like, we got you. You know what I'm saying? Your boyfriend's dead. Like, we got you, though. And so, what ends up happening is, like, she's so hurt by, Asimov's death that she ends up just still going towards the checkpoint, and so the cops open up shot on her, and they blow their ship up, and you see Katarina floating in space. So she's dead. Asimov was dead before they or once they boarded the ship. So that's done with. Um, you can't collect no bounty from that either. So they get no money once again. Um, and then so uh, at the end you find out that Vicious finds out all that happened. Because Vicious is like a underling to the elders. You know what I'm saying? And the elders are the ones that run the syndicate. So he finds out that Asimov stole drugs or whatever, or was on the run with some of the red eye drugs that Vicious was like low key selling without the elders knowing. And so and he finds out that Katarina's dead, Asimov is dead. Um, and so after that, he ends up telling his henchmen to go after Spike and Jet. Um, and then you see that Vicious is hanging out with Julia. So crazy episode, man. Really dope. I really liked it, man. For the opening episode, I'm gonna give it um, a 8.0. You know what I'm saying? 8.0. And for my favorite scenes, bro, will honestly be just the opening in the casino, the fighting and stuff like that. The ship blowing up and how they, got it to close and got to get out the situation. Um, also, was when Asimov took the red eye, and then he just went in his rage and fought all these guys, bro, by himself. Like it was crazy, bro. That was a crazy scene as well. And the last scene for me, um, it wasn't that it was the best, but it was crazy to see, like, you know, Katarina was so hurt by her, Asimov being dead, that she just went straight ahead, even though the cops were like, yo, don't come this way, and she just went straight ahead, and she basically committed suicide because they blew up her ship. That was a crazy scene too as well, man. But so those are like three scenes that I liked from the show, from this episode. I give it an 8.0 for the first episode. If you guys seen this episode, let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. Do you think that this is like? Do you think this is as close? Do you think this is close to the cartoon, or do you think this is way off? Do you think it's too kooky, quirky, too corny? Like, whatever you think, man, just let me know about it in the comments down below. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. This is Q's Insight. I am Callie, and until next time.